Welcome back to the channel. Today we have the EZGO TXT. We're gonna do tie rod ends, and we're gonna do the bushings for the spindles. So I'll show you why we're gonna do that, and we'll get started. All right, so here we are. If you can see, if you look right in here on the top and bottom, see how it moves? It's not supposed to do that. So there's bushing, brass bushings on top and bottom. We're gonna get those replaced. Throw some fresh grease in there. And then the tie rod ends are they're just worn out. Here, I'll show you right there. See right there and there. So there's 4 of them. So that's moving also. So we're gonna do some tightening up of this thing and get it. All right, so I got this driver's side done. You can see same spots, not as much movement. There's probably a little bit of movement in there, but not much. A lot of it's coming from up here, up on top, coming across, and then over there is where a lot of the play is. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. This side's all done, driver's side, all torqued down, lubed. Show you what products I did and what I used, and we'll go from there. So let's get started. All right, so this is the passenger side. So what we're gonna do first, as you can see, there's a lot of play. So this bracket up here, which is part of the lift kit, I don't know what part of the lift kit it is, what lift kit this is, probably off of Amazon. My brother-in-law got it. So I'm gonna tighten all these bolts up first, get this really tight to make sure that there's no other issues coming down the road. So that's what I am gonna do first. All right, we're tight. So you see the up and down. The other one didn't have this after we installed everything. So let's start taking the tie rod off. All right, so cotter pins are out. Never reuse your cotter pins. Always put new ones in. All right, so I think this was 19 up on top. Cotter pin on the bottom. You never want to reuse your cotter pins. So this comes out really easy, just because it was so worn out. So we'll get to that, and then there is, that will come out easy enough. Just watch your fingers if you are going to stick it in your fingers in there. All right, so there we go. It is off. And if you can see, inside there, there's 2 bushings, one on each end. So I'm gonna go cut those out. So what I do, and I'll just go inside the shop and do it, I'll take a just kind of cut right here, but don't cut it into the metal, and it relieves some of the pressure and they pop right out. To put them in, I use my press to press them back in, one on each side, and I lube it up. What you're gonna do is you're gonna basically reverse the way you took it off. You're gonna reverse it to put it back on. I have a kit right here, and so you have a big piece that goes on the bottom right here that takes up the slack between here and the C right here. Then you have an upper and a lower washer, and then you have your pin and a nut and bolt. So you want to do is you want to lube your pin. If you can hear the dogs, I'm sorry. All right, so what you're gonna do is you're gonna stick this back in here. You're gonna stick it back in there. You're gonna stick the pin from the bottom to the top. I found that to be the and that goes there. And you have your top washer. And you have your bolt goes through. And you have your bottom washer and your nut. So bottom washer and your nut. So what I do is I tighten it down so I can go tighter. So there still is a little bit of more play in this one than there was in the other one, but up and down, there's hardly any now. So, and this doesn't move at all. So we're getting there. All right, that's as tight as I can get it. All right, so now we're gonna go over to the bench and we're gonna do the tie rod. I'll show you how to measure it and then what parts I am using. All right, so I'm gonna put you right there and give you the parts. So for the tie rods, that is what I'm using for the TXT, and it is that brand. Put it on the right side, that brand. And then for the bushings, I am using this right here. That's the brand I'm using, and the part numbers all off of Amazon. So there you go. That's what I'm using.
And then I will show you.
All right, if you can see that I have, this thing came in pretty well. The only thing I don't like is it is non-serviceable. I'd rather have it serviceable like the old ones are, but that is what it is. New cotter pins, no new nuts, new bar, everything. The only thing is what I suggest, and I'll do this right now, is put anti-seize on these threads. So, or they'll they will get corrosion and you will never be able to move them again. So I've had a couple of them that are like that, a couple control arms on some Jeeps, and unfortunately I still can't get them off with no matter what kind of force I've used. So I just buy all new control arms for that. Doesn't take a lot. I probably put way too much on, but.
Alright, so. And here, it will get everywhere where it needs to go.
So, don't stress, like, oh, did I get it all? Yep, you got it all. All right, so now, here's the old one. Here's the new one. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this one, go here. See how they're lined up? So, get them as lined up as you can. I normally try to line up at least one, and then see how far the other one is off. And we're off quite a ways, so we're gonna take this, and we're gonna go out until we're about even. And we're about even. And that'll get you close to an alignment. The next video you see on the golf cart will be alignment and rear end servicing. So that'll be our next video on the TXT. Let's get this on and show you guys how it works. All right, so we're gonna take the new cotter pins, we're gonna put them separately from the old ones so we know which ones to use. So we'll put those right there. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the back one. And these are all easy. You can, this is all just normal hand tools, nothing special that anybody can do. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this one here. And then that'll go there. So if it turns on you like it just did me, you can stick something in the hole where the cotter pin goes, and then so you want it as tight as you can get it. Just barely pushing this to where it's squished, right? You don't want to move. So let me get the cotter pin on this one, so I know it is in. Let's get the other one. Let's get the right size, maybe. What size are we using? Nope. I think it was this one. And go for a test drive, but we're not going to test drive it because we still have to do an alignment. So we're going to leave it just like it is, with it in the air. So, this side there is still some play in it. I don't think there's much I can do about it, but it is going to drive a lot better. So, better than what it was. All right, so that concludes this video. Like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you on our next one. Thank you.